BBC Southern Counties Radio.
Earlier we heard from a man hoping to put himself into the record books today at the Hove Lagoon. It's Dave Cornthwaite, who is going to be trying to be the fastest man to do 100 metres on a hydrofoil, which we heard was a sort of funny sort of waterborne thing that you bounce up and down on. And I'm glad to say Dave's back with us. Hi, Dave.
Morning again, mate.
Good morning. Okay, fine. What time do you do this if people want to go and have a look?
It's kicking off at 12 o'clock at Hove Lagoon. And we're going to be doing other attempts on the hour, every hour up until 4 o'clock as well. So we're inviting plenty of people along. We've got a bit of a show going on with our sponsor, Chill Turtle Clothing, as well.
Oh, good stuff. Okay, well, I know that Gordon Astley's programme is going to be following your attempts. Presumably, your first attempt will be the one that you're most likely to break it on, but won't you get a bit tired after that?
Well, potentially, yeah. Of course, the more you do, the more fatigued you get. But I'm pretty confident that we can kind of set a new level with this. The idea of getting on this thing, it's not necessarily to get aquaskipping into the Olympics. It's just to promote a new type of sport, and that exercise is a viable alternative to sitting in front of television all day. Right.
Okay. And if people weren't listening earlier on, basically it's a sort of a platform that you bounce up and down on, and it moves forward.
Well, it looks almost like a bicycle when you're riding it. Underneath the water, then there's two wings, and as you bounce up and down, these wings move and propel the contraption across the water. It's called an Aquaskipper. There's some great videos on YouTube and the like. So I suggest people have a look. It's quite enjoyable.
So go and have a look. Now, aren't you better known for being a skateboarder?
I am, yes.
Because you've skateboarded everywhere, haven't you?
Not everywhere, but I hold I guess I'm quite proud to say I've travelled further on a skateboard than any other person in history.
You've done well. Just tell us some of the long distance routes you've done.
Only a couple, considering I've only been skating for 2.5 years, actually. In January, I finished a trans-Australian journey, which was 3,640 miles across Oz from Perth to Brisbane. That's about to hit the new Guinness Book of Records when it comes out in a couple of weeks. And to warm up for this one, people might be able to understand the scale of this a little bit more. The warm-up was from John O'Groats to Land's End, so just 900 miles.
Right, yeah, well, that's a mere bagatelle. Did you get used to it after a while?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, your body adapts to doing something like that, and obviously skateboarding requires a certain physical movement. And yeah, I mean, mentally, I think was the hardest part. Although I must say I was quite tired when I came back from Australia.
And do you have the same leg on the ground and the same one on the skateboard, or do you swap them over?
No. Use the same leg all the way. It's
You've got one muscly leg then.
Yeah, you could say my right calf is my party trick. Yeah.
Right. Well, I would love to know what you do with your right calf, but there we are. And how did you get off the skateboard and onto the Aquaskipper?
It was really I came back from Australia, and everybody's saying, Dave, you've got to rest up now, mate. You know, you just travelled 4,500 miles in a year. And 5 days later, I read an article about the Aquaskipper, saw a photo of a guy skipping across the Thames, and my first thought was, I wonder if I could cross the channel on that. So I immediately took it up. I've been riding it for about 6 months now. We're obviously going for this speed record today, and potentially next year I've got my eye on a channel crossing on it.
Wow. And so you do think that you can hop across the channel on this thing?
I think belief is everything. You know, it really, like I said, I've only been skateboarding for about 2 years before I reached Brisbane, and I was just confident that it's possible. I think it gives hope to people who think their potential sporting careers have gone down the tubes because of age or whatever. You can take up a new sport, and if you're committed and dedicated, then you can really make something of it.
I'm looking at people having a go at some of this, and I have to tell you, I mean, I don't want to put a downer on your trip over the channel, but there's some people in a bay which is in quite a warm country, and most of them aren't getting more than 10 feet, and then they start sinking.
No, you're right. It's not the easiest thing to learn, but once you get it, and it's a credible amount of satisfaction, I don't think there's anything else that you can just physically bounce up and down on and propel yourself across the water without a paddle or a hull or something like that.
And
if you get the hang of it.
If you stop bouncing, Dave, do you sink?
You certainly do.
Fantastic. Well, there you are. I don't think Hove Lagoon is very deep.
If
channel
I
is,
think I'll be able to get away from it.
So you'll be fine on the Hove Lagoon, but the channel's something different. Anyway, good luck today. Thanks so much for coming back on with us.
No problem. Thank
Cheers,
you, Neil.
Dave. There we are. From 12 o'clock onwards, Hove Lagoon, if you want to see what it's like for yourself.
British speed record for 100 metres on an Aquaskipper, which is a man-powered hydrofoil. Weird, isn't it? Well, you would have found it at the Hove Lagoon today. The man is 25-year-old Dave Cornthwaite. We'll be talking to Dave in just a moment. He already holds the world record for skateboarding all the way across Australia. Well, our reporter Catherine Downs went down to the lagoon to see if Dave could set another new world record.
The wind's picked up a bit here at Hove Lagoon for this, the third attempt at the British record that Dave's had a go at. This morning he had one go, didn't quite make it. He was a second out. In his second attempt he shaved a tenth of a second off the record. 26.9 he came in on. The British record currently stands at 27 seconds over 100 metres. I can see them just preparing to launch the Aquaskipper. It's what Dave's going to ride along this stretch of water. It's the most bizarre looking contraption I think I've ever seen. If you look at it, you'd think it would never float, let alone speed over 100 metres in 27 seconds. It looks a little bit like a tricycle with no wheels, and instead of wheels it's got planes, two planes, one big one along the back and two shorter ones at the front. And basically Dave bounces up and down on the back of it and that powers it along through the water. It looks a little bit like a very bizarre looking metal horse. He's just waiting, his arms raised. There he goes, he's in the water, he's bouncing up and down. It's bobbing along through the water now, he's going as fast as he can. People cheering him on. Coming up to the 50-metre mark now, and he's flying. The two front blades are kind of bouncing over the water while the big one at the back is a few inches underneath, powering him along. This one looks like a pretty fast run compared with the other two I saw this morning. He's crossed the line. What's the verdict? How have we done? How much? 23 seconds! It's a new British record. He's shaved 4 seconds off the time. Well done!
Hey, a lot of excitement. We'll listen to that commentary. The man himself, Dave Cornthwaite. Whatcha, Dave?
Hello!
You must be very happy, man. Did you get below 23 seconds this afternoon, by the way?
You know what, mate? We managed it. I had a couple more attempts after Catherine left, and I managed to finish off with a time of 21.96, so just be the 22-second mark.
Okay, what did you reckon? She said a tricycle with wings or a strange-looking metal horse. Which one would you go with?
Both brand new descriptions as far as I'm concerned. I'd say it looks more like a bicycle when the hydrofoil wings are below the water. Just I ride it almost like a person stood on a bicycle would look. It's certainly a bizarre contraption, though. I think that came across quite sweetly.
You need good pelvic thrust, I understand, for this.
Who told you that, mate?
Is that? I mean, how do you actually move the wretched thing?
Basically, it's a bouncing motion. It's a vertical bouncing motion. So I am almost riding it as though a jockey would ride a horse. And the bouncing motion powers the hydrofoil wings, which glide and plane underneath the surface.
I mean, apart from setting records with it, is it of any other use at all to man or beast, Dave?
Absolutely. I mean, really, I'm just going for these records just slightly for the achievement factor. But the idea of getting out on this, I mean, it's a real head turner. We had a fair few people down at Hove Lagoon today, and it just promotes a different form of exercise.
What's next, Dave? You've skateboarded across Australia, you've broken the British record for sort of jumping across Hove Lagoon. What's next?
Well, I've got a 24-hour skate record coming up in January. I've written a book about my skateboarding exploits, so we're going to do a 24-hour record, see how far I can skate in a day, hopefully crossing the channel on the Aquaskipper next May.
Hey, crossing the channel. 100 yards is one thing, 25 miles is another, Dave.
Well, you know, challenges are there to be achieved, my friend, and, you know, life's a little bit too short to lead it boringly. So.
Hey, nice to talk to you, Dave. That's Dave Cornthwaite, British record holder for the human-powered hydrofoil, not the pedal variety, of course, but the jumping up and down variety. And you heard the commentary live almost here on BBC Southern Counties Radio, courtesy of Catherine Downs. New career awaits you, Catherine.